on, guys? Welcome back to the vlog. As you can see, we have the NSX out. We are ready to go to Honda of White Plains to try and negotiate a Civic Type R that they have coming in. They have a Sonic Gray Pearl. They told me originally on the phone that they would do $15,000 over sticker price, which is insane. I'm not paying that much for any car. I paid $4,000 over for a $80,000 Ford Raptor. I don't know, some people would do it and it's crazy, but we're in New York where the cars haven't even arrived yet. And in California, on the West Coast, they've gotten many cars already because that's the port that comes from Japan. That's where the cars are built and they get shipped from Japan. We're filming on the new camera today, the Sony A7 IV, and we're just trying things out. The video quality looks much better. We're also inside, so the quality's not that great. We also have the new microphone set up, so let's see how that sounds. Yep, I believe I have it set up on front audio only right now, so I'm talking directly to the mic. The NSX has been sitting in the garage here for, I would say, about 2.5 weeks now. And it's also like 30 degrees. It's been consistently cold every single day. So I'm just getting it warmed up. As you guys know, the cold starts is not good on this car. So tomorrow we're bringing this to Streetworks Automotive Tuning again, and they're gonna put in the new Haltech, the new wiring harness, and a couple other things. And we're gonna try to go for a lot more power. So we're gonna drive the NSX all day today, and tomorrow we bring it to Pennsylvania, and then hopefully we say goodbye to it for only a couple months at most. It's definitely gonna go into the new year, I feel like. You know, I'm not in a rush to really drive this thing anymore. It's gonna be sub-freezing every single day for the next few months, basically. It's winter time. It is honestly way too cold for this, but as you guys can see, the AFR gauge stopped working because I think because of how rich this car is running right now. NSX is driving pretty well though, not gonna lie. For how cold it is, like, it hasn't stalled once, given that I did let it idle for like 10 minutes before getting it going, because otherwise the car would have just stalled. But this Honda dealer is only 5 minutes away. Parked out here, parking lot. Guess we're gonna go inside, and I'm not sure I'm gonna bring this huge camera in. It's gonna look weird, especially if we're trying to negotiate a new Type R. So I'm gonna put the camera down for now, and then I'll let you guys know what happens. All right, guys, welcome back to the car. This is what happened at the Honda dealer. We have a deal. It's in writing. We have a deposit down. It's a 2023 Sonic Gray Pearl Type R. All right, so technically I have 2 deposits now on 2 different Type Rs from different dealerships. One is on a blue one, which I've had for a few weeks now, and now just recently the gray one. So I have them both at the same exact markup, $8,000 market adjustment. This is not unheard of. Like, most dealers that I've called are asking anywhere between $10,000 and $20,000 markup. $20K is absolutely insane. The dealership that's about 15 minutes away from me in Tarrytown, the lady was like, make sure you're sitting down before we tell you this. Because I'm like, it's $20K, right? She's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, well, that's it. I'm not interested. It was also a black Type R, and that's not one of the colors that I want. My top choices in order, I would say, is white, then Boost Blue, and then SGP, Sonic Gray Pearl. The Sonic Gray Pearl I definitely like. It's not one of my top choices on the FK8, but on the FL5 it actually looks really nice. So we're at $8K over sticker price. They didn't make me buy any additional like warranties or packages, except for the protection package, which you get something out of. It's not like it's an intangible like wheel protection package, where you have to destroy your car before you get something out of it. But the car is expected to arrive hopefully in 2 to 3 weeks. They've already salted the roads by me. I literally just drove on the sawmill today and the roads looked all white. I'm assuming that's salt. And then my buddy said that it snowed up by them yesterday night, which is not too much further north, like 30 minutes. So NSX has seen some salt. I mean, the car's all aluminum. There's literally like no steel on this car, so I'm not really worried. And I've driven my cars in salt before. You know, I buy these cars to drive them. The FL5 is definitely going to see salt. It's inevitable. The car is literally coming in the middle to end of December, and they've already salted roads. It's not even Thanksgiving yet, so oh well. But anyways, all these new cars, they're pretty well treated and preventative against road salt. But as long as I'm not driving through like slush and all this other crap, then I should be okay. I'm not planning to drive the FL5 in like a snowstorm or like the day after a big storm where everything is slush and salty. But if it's like, you know, it rains and the roads are, you know, pretty clean, I'll drive it. The other thing we're going to have to figure out is obviously winter tires, because these cars come with the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's from the factory. Some regions may get different tires, I don't know, but someone just posted on the FL5 page that they get Pilot Sport 4S's, which are really good tires, but they're not all seasons. They're not, you know, winter tires by any means. They're summer tires, but they're not like R888s. But anyways, we'll figure it out. I may just have to garage that car for most of the winter and enjoy it in the spring. My only concerns with buying this car right now and putting my name and my money down on it is, one, interest rates are still rising. I think car loans are at like 6% now, and that makes it a buyer's market right now. So, you know, values of cars are going down across the board. Watches are going down. Housing is going down. It's because these rates keep rising. The stock market sucks. So, obviously, recession, everyone is scared to spend money. So now is really the time to hold your cash and start to shop for deals. Obviously, the FL5 is not a deal by any means. You know, you're buying a brand new car and you're paying a markup on it. But the Civic Type Rs have always held their value. Even when I bought the LE Type R, I paid over sticker price for a used car from Carvana, as you guys know. But I also sold the car to another dealership chain for more than what I paid for from Carvana. So that's it. Even during COVID, like, Type Rs have always held their values. I've seen Type Rs that had 100,000 miles and were still selling for over 30K. And the MSRP on Type Rs at the time for like a 2017, I think, was like 35K. Now they're $44,000. So the only thing you're really going to lose out on, I think, in the short term, if I were to sell the car, for example, is the sales tax. Or I can trade it in towards something else, and dealerships may give me a good price because the FL5 is such a high demand car. And right now, I don't know of anyone in the Northeast that has an FL5 yet, because all these cars come from the California port and they get trained in. And what they were telling me is that the car may or may not come in 2-3 weeks, or maybe it'll come in a month. We don't know, because the port, they said, is in Buffalo. There's a railroad strike that I've heard of. So we'll hope for the best. But that is the update. Just got done with the workout. We're trying out this protein water. 20 grams of protein, only 90 calories. It's got no fats and no carbs, just straight protein. I'm trying this out. This may not be the best drink after a workout if you're trying to bulk up, but wow, this is a good cutting drink, I gotta say. boy. Greg eats first. So this is the Costco pizza. Comes in a 12-pack. They're like super mini. 300 calories, give or take. And then we got the Costco BB Go chicken dumplings, chicken chives, I'm pretty sure. So pretty quick meal. Throw in an air fryer all together, $3.50 for like 8 minutes, and you got yourself some good protein, carbs, and fats. Are you guys gonna think I'm crazy? But this is what I've been doing for the past couple hours, as you can see. So that is 30 calls that I made today to different Honda dealerships about the 23 Type R, seeing what they have available, what kind of markups they're charging, and when the car should be coming in. So I called them, I said literally the same thing to each one. I'm like, hi, how are you doing? I see you have a whatever Boost Blue or Championship White Type R coming in the next few weeks. One, is it still available? Two, when is it supposed to be coming? And three, what kind of market adjustment you're looking to get. So what I've learned after calling 30 different dealerships, I would say 60% of the dealers do have an available allocation that is coming in transit. No one has an actual car in their showroom yet. Not a single one of them of the 30 ones that I called. I called all of Long Island, literally every single dealership in Long Island that has a Type R coming. I called a lot of the ones in North Jersey. I called every single one in Westchester, New York, and even I called more north, like Middletown, New York. And I've even called as far as Albany, which is like 2.5 hours away, and every single dealership that had one in stock, the minimum market adjustment they're charging is $8,000. A lot of them are at $10,000. Then the next most common number was between $13,000 and $15,000. I did not hear any other dealers charging between $15,000 and $20,000, but there were several that charged $20,000, and there was even one in Queens that was charging $30,000 over sticker. When they told me the price, they're like $74,399. I was like, are you serious? That's literally 30 grand over for a Type R. So 75 grand. Like, I can imagine 60 is like honestly what most of these are going to be going for. Some of the dealers told me that the ones that they have for 13 and 15K over and even 10K over already have deposits on them, and that some of these dealers have a second allocation that's supposed to be getting at the beginning of December, and then those have even been pre-sold. So I don't know if these dealers are lying just to say that they sold one for that amount, but I'm sure they're getting these types of calls, like the ones that I'm making, all day for the past week, and it's gonna keep continuing over the next month or two. Such a high demand car, this FL5. So right now I have 2 allocations with deposits on them, both at 8 over, and I think that's pretty fair because honestly, of the 30 dealerships I called, not a single one was able to beat them. They were able to come close and they were able to match it, but I'm not gonna go to a different dealer for the same exact price when this dealer is literally 5 minutes away from me. I think the search is going to continue into next week. I'm just going to keep calling around because honestly, when I signed for 8, I thought maybe someone could give me a slightly better deal, but the chances are actually getting pretty slim. Obviously, like I did this morning, I went to Honda and I spoke to a real person. They're willing to negotiate with a person in their showroom because they have a little bit more leverage that way. Today they asked for my credit card and they said, you know, if we submit your offer and they agree to it, are you ready to put down a deposit? And I said, yeah, let's do it. So when you're calling these dealers, I'm sure they're getting 50 of these calls a day, if not more. They're not going to give you a low price because then they're going to advertise that to the world. They may not even be a serious buyer. And then they end up losing out on someone who may be willing to pay more, like 10, 15. But anyways, that is the update on the Type R. I definitely have my secured allocations. I'm not worried about not being able to get one. The goal is to be able to find the best deal on one. We got a different Mac valve from Innovate because this one contains all the hardware. So, and it was actually a little bit cheaper than the one that we got on Amazon, so I returned that one because that one didn't have any hardware. So let's see if this one does. Oh, there's the hardware right there. Alright, so that's good. So I didn't see that. So this is just the same Mac valve that we had before. Now we have the Infinity CD7 display. Sick. Check that out. That is the new CD7 display. It's crazy how expensive these things are. But basically, we have to remove all the screws to take it out of the enclosure, and we're going to use the Science of Speed mounting bracket to put it where we currently have the gauge pods there. So it's going to mount up right there, and it's going to look something like this. Obviously, we got to take the backing plate off the enclosure, and it's going to mount flush right in that gauge pod where the navigation used to go. So this setup that we put in last time is coming back out because now that we have the Haltech, we can run a CAN gauge or just a huge digital display, and this is going to show everything that the Haltech picks up. So we have the wiring harness. So this is the 4-pin CAN that's going to go into the Haltech, and this one, the, what is that, a 12-pin goes into the back of the CD7, and you get a USB cord, goes into your computer. And that's it, guys. So these are the remaining parts that are going for the NSX. Pretty excited to drop it off and see what this car can do on a new ECU. So we have a trunk full of parts. We got the Haltech here, Haltech ECU right there, and we got some wastegate springs for upping the boost. Got a new water pump for the intercooler cooling tank, and then just the Innovate boxes for the old gauges in case they may need anything from there. Good morning, guys. It is Sunday. We are heading out to Streetworks Automotive Tuning to drop off the NSX. It is so cold this morning. I think it's literally below freezing. Well, let me double check. Hopefully the NSX turns on. Good thing we drove it yesterday, so at least it's like a little bit warmed up, if you know what I mean. It's actually 32 degrees. It was below freezing throughout the night, so it's cold. My hands, I can't feel my hands. I was contemplating on getting deli breakfast this morning. I haven't eaten anything yet, and I think I'm gonna do that now just to warm myself up a little bit. Let me show you guys this cold start. Oh. There we go. And it's all again. Give it a little assistance. I don't think you guys ever heard the NSX from inside. The blow valve is so sick. Alright, we are now past the GW bridge. Honestly, getting past the GW is the worst part of this drive. Like, it is so stressful for me because there's literally so many cars, you're in bumper to bumper traffic, everyone's trying to get past you. I'm over here in this car that has a terrible idle, so just gotta keep bumping the gas so it doesn't stall out. There was like 3 accidents on the GW bridge itself, a couple rear ends, guy's bumper was ripped off. It was a taxi too, so sucks for that guy. He rear-ended a passenger car. Alright guys, we have made it to the shop. So Gabe is already here. There's all these like invisible speed bumps I gotta avoid. There we go. And here we are. There it is, Streetworks Automotive. Alright guys, we just dropped off the car, so all the parts are with Jay. I told him that there's going to be really no rush on it because obviously it's like 30 degrees every day now, so I don't need to drive the car anytime soon. When the car is done though, I just would not like to pick it up during like a snowstorm or if the roads are really salty. But anyways, Gabe came in clutch, he picked me up. We are officially on the way back home. Got a Gabe.
What's up? It's pretty fucking good.
Yeah. So that's the other half of the wedge that we got this morning. Thing's freaking massive. Definitely worth $12. We are at the garage. We have to take some for sale pictures of the Beat. It's actually going up for sale that we can make some room for the Type R. Type R, like I said, supposed to come here in 2-3 weeks. So we don't have enough garage space to have all these cars. So the first one to go, and probably the easiest one to sell right now, is the Beat. So we're gonna take some for sale pics of it. It's been in here. It's actually really warm in here right now, which is great. So get some pictures of it. We'll have it posted for sale, and hopefully it's gone within a week.